Hey guys, I'll make this quick video before I head out into the woods. I was asked by one of my sub friends um, about different types of wood and what to burn. We was talking, and I told her not to burn pine because pine, it releases a like a toxic. It, if you're cooking off of it, it can get in your food and make you sick. And it produces a lot of rosin, in your pipes and stuff. Even if it's dry, it's still going to produce it. Now, I know a lot of people up north burns pine, but pine's not real good to burn because it snaps and pops a lot. You could be opening it up, put some more wood in there, and it'll pop out onto your floor, your carpet, or whatever, and you not know it and start a fire. I don't even sell pine for outside firewood to people because of that reason. The fumes it lets off, and the snapping and the popping. If you're having a campfire, if you've ever been sitting by the campfire and it pops real good, real loud, and little pieces of ember pop out, that's pine you're burning. And some people likes that, but I don't recommend anybody burning pine if you don't have to. Now, in a life and death situation, yeah, burn it to keep warm. I'd burn down a whole pine forest to keep my butt warm. But I'm gonna show different ones. There's so much other wood out there. I'm just gonna start off with this piece. This piece right here is it's a smooth bark hickory. And the trick to this, as soon as you get it, you want to split it, because the wetter it is, the easier it splits. If you wait until it seasons out to split that right there, you're going to have trouble unless you have a wood splitter, a good strong wood splitter. Let me get up here. Right here is another, let me move that, example. This is smooth bark. Then you have some people call it scaly bark, some people call it rough bark. But they're two hickories and they're great. Another thing about hickory is, if you get the bark off of it and let it dry out, start a fire, and you put that on there, that will produce a lot of light and heat real quick, because the bark man, it burns real good. So I always try to keep this back, especially if we're sitting outside at nighttime having a fire. This right here, if you want to light up the area, throw some dried hickory bark on there and watch it. Another bark it's good is poplar. This stuff right here, if you're out and you have to make a shelter and you come across some poplar, this stuff, when it's wet, you can flatten it out. Great to put on your shelter roof. I mean, it's good, and it burns pretty good. Now, poplar, trying to get down here. Sorry, I'm shaky, guys. That's poplar. It's a soft wood, and when you open it up, the bigger pieces will have, you see that green and brown in the middle of it? Now, this is good. This is a softwood. It burns fast. Sorry, I know this wind is howling through here. It burns fast, and it burns to a powder. So it don't leave a lot of good embers. Another tree that burns good, I don't have any here, is it's called hackberry. Hackberry is it sort of looks like this, but it's real smooth, and it looks like it's got warts all over it. You've seen it. And it is a softwood, but that is a mother to split. Wet to a powder. This one right here is cherry. It's a soft wood, but this burns great. Good embers, and I smoke. I use cherry and red oak when I'm smoking. A lot of people will use hickory, but I use cherry for the sweet smell and the flavoring. But that's a real good wood to get. Ash, around here, those ash beetles are just eating the ash trees up. And now that ash is a great wood to burn. It burns hot. It makes a lot of good coals. It's good. Walnut. Walnut, you don't want to, if you're going to be eating off of, if you're cooking over a fire, you don't want to use walnut because of the oil in it. It make your food taste like crap, and it could get you sick. It takes 2 years for a walnut tree to season, and this is seasoned right there. If you cut it and there's any greenish yellow in it, it's not seasoned. It's still got a lot of oil in it. I wouldn't recommend burning a lot of walnut in your stoves or your fireplaces, because like pine, it will give that rosin, and it sticks to your pipes, you know, makes that real thick black soot, and it could cause a fire. So, but you know, to each their own. This is white oak. White oak is great for firewood. You know, it's great to cook off of. It's great to heat off of. It's a hard, dense wood, and boy, and it stays wet. It takes about 6 months for white oak to cure, you know, to season out real good so you can burn it. But I don't know if I have a piece around here that, yeah, I do. Let me go right here. Let's see. So here's a piece of white oak right here. And so you can see. So it's good wood. I mean, white oak, it's just hard to bust sometimes, the bigger pieces, because it gets a lot of big knots in it. And boy, white oak knots are mean like hickory knots are. And right there, that big piece right there, that's a poplar. So you can kind of, let me get over here so you can get a good, see, that's a poplar. And the bark is great on it. I mean, fabulous on to make roof shelters and stuff like that. Let me get over here. I'm trying to hurry because I got a lot of work to do. This is red oak. Red oak, I love red oak. It splits easy and burns great. And red oak, if you got a nice little ember fire going and you start adding, you know, like that size right here, like that size to it, and start building it up, even if you've just cut the red oak down, it seems like red oak will, it'll smoke a little bit, but then it'll catch. I love red oak. It smells good. That's what it kind of looks like after you bust it open. But it's got like a reddish orange tint to it. Great firewood. I mean, great. Now you have maple. I don't have any maple around here. That's good firewood. Then you got, there's 2 types of locust. You got like black locust, which a lot of people makes fence posts out of them because they're so hard and dense, and they will dull a chainsaw out. But black oak, black locust, they got the thorns on them. You know, I don't know, some of them get to a couple of inches, and after you cut them, They smell like you're around a pig farm because they stink, but boy, they burn good, and a lot of people makes posts out of them for their farms and stuff. Now another type of locust it's called honey locust, and if you're a hunter, you've probably ran into these. These things has the humongous thorns all over the tree. You know, they look like giant spikes on there, and that honey locust is the one of the top wood you can get to burn, because you can cut that tree down, have a little fire going, throw a piece on there, and it will burn. It burns hot. And but it's hard to find. Every time I find it, I get it. You know, I'll get it, and people find out I have honey locust, they go crazy over it. But you can also use the thorns on a honey locust to make blowgun darts, because they're that long and that thick and that dense, and they make great blowgun darts. Another one I want to talk about, let's see, you see that tree right there, those two trees? Everybody knows cedar. That one and that one, that's cedar trees. You know, some people might not have them in their area, but after it seasons out, that's what it looks like. Let me open it up here. It's red, like almost like a purplish red sometimes. You don't want this. This burns hot and it snaps as well and pops. You don't want to cook off of it. When I get cedar, I get it in real. I cut it down real fine. It's easy. It's a real soft wood. Hold on. Sorry guys. You know, I'll break it down and use the shavings for kindling, for fire starter. I also carry cedar in my bug out bag because it's so easy to use for fire starter. But I keep this as kindling for the wood stove. I'm trying to think what else, guys, because I was asked about different wood. Like I said, I am no wood expert. This is what I cut in my area. In your guys' area, it could be a lot different. You could have a lot more different trees. So I know dogwood. When I go get dogwood after, you know, a storm or something like that, I cut them in 2-foot sections and I sell them, because a lot of people makes those woodworking mallets out of dogwood because they're so dense and hard. So I sell them to a couple of guys around here that's wood crafters. And because dogwood is a real dense, hard wood, and it burns good too. But I try not to burn it, and you know, I try to take it and I'll sell them, because they make like those wooden mallets that they do wood carving with and stuff like that. Let's see, I've already mentioned maple, hackberry, locust, persimmons. Sort of looks like a cherry tree. Hold on, that wind's coming through here again. It feels good, the wind feels good, but it's hell on making a video. But it looks like, almost looks like a cherry tree. It's just a little bit duller, but it don't smell as good as a cherry tree. Nothing beats cherry. But I'm trying to think what else other trees I have around this area that's good for burning. Like I said, in your area, you guys might have different ones. The best thing I can tell you to do is go talk to a tree cutter, you know, an arborist, and let them tell you and show you the different types of trees, the quality of the trees, the density of the trees, you know, what's best for burning, what's best for cooking, you know, what trees you want to stay away from. I know there's sugar gum. That is a real soft wood that just burns real quick. I mean, it's okay for getting a fire started, but you don't want to mess with that. That's not a very good wood to burn. You know, outside, if you're having a bonfire or sitting by a campfire, yeah, sugar gum's good to burn. I'm trying to think. That's about it on different trees and stuff. You know, I know it might, this could be useful in a SHTF situation. You know, if you're out and you need to burn wood and you come across wood and you're just kind of wondering. But get books on it. Go talk to your local tree cutters. They'll sit down and explain it to you. What tree's what. But remember, you come across hickory, save this bark. You know, if you can debark it, put it back and let it dry out real good. And I'm telling you, this stuff is amazing to get a fire really going, real good. I love this stuff. And the poplar bark, I mean, that is some thick bark. And if you can debark it when it's wet and lay it out flat and kind of keep it flat and from rolling up, if you're out building a shelter, this stuff right here is great. You can use it for the roof, or you can use it for the sides of your shelter. And you know, if you got a nail with you in your bug out bag, you can hammer through there and make a hole where you can put some paracord through there and secure it. I mean, you're going to have a good, strong shelter, a waterproof shelter. But guys, that's it. I hope this helped. Like I said, I am no wood expert whatsoever, and I hope you guys can hear me because this wind's blowing again. But hold on, I'm trying to settle it down for the wind to settle down. There it goes. But, you know, like I said, I hope it helped you. I am no wood expert. You know, I cut what's in my area. And I just learned by trial and error what burns the best, when to burn it, how to burn it. And, you know, and that's what you need to do. You need to go out and you need to find you some wood and burn it and see how it burns for you. You know, smell the smoke of it. You know, see if it's a powdery, it leaves powdery coals, or if it leaves good hot coals. And, you know, just go from there. But like again, I hope it helps. You know, I've been selling some wood. My wood pile's down, and I've got everything up, but my wood pile's way down. I'm going out. I got to split all this, then I'm going back out and getting some more. Yes, I split everything by hand. I do not have a wood splitter. Somebody stole it a couple of years ago. I've got an 8-pound maul and a 20-pound maul, and me and the boys get out here and split this stuff. It keeps me young and it keeps me in shape. But I'm getting off here, guys. Everybody have a safe, great day, and I hope this video helped. If you got any questions, comment, email me, and I'll get back to you. Again, guys, thanks and bye.